Miss Sapphire.
Hey, hey, hey. Okay, yeah, okay. So you guys are such a blessing to me. What a crazy, crazy, wonderful weekend. Um,
Oh my gosh.
to go from that to Easter, and I can tell you what, I was an ugly crying mess in church on Sunday. So me and Jesus were having lots of conversations. So you guys are amazing, and you guys have blessed me and this team so much. So this call tonight, it was just kind of something that I was thinking about of how I want to share a little bit of that journey with you guys and how the stuff that maybe you didn't see behind the scenes, so you can get a glimpse of what really went into that. But that's one of the things I want to talk about is just perseverance and pushing on. And that's why Liz is going to be one of our speakers tonight too. So I'm actually going to let her go first. She's going to share. This girl has fought, and she has fought hard and overcome so much to go gold. So one of our brand new golds, congrats Liz, is going to share her story with us. So I will mute myself, and then she can take it away.
Okay, hi. So my journey to gold, I think, was longer than most. I'm sure that there are other people in my shoes, have been in my shoes, maybe even have a longer to gold journey than I do, but it was super frustrating to me. It took me almost 2 years to go gold because Plexus never leaves my brain. I think about it all day long. It's what I want to do. It's my passion. I'm a nurse by trade. I love to help people. And even though nursing was fulfilling, it wasn't fulfilling enough, but I feel that fulfillment here. So I love it and I'm excited for it. And unbelievably thankful for Brooke, who's the best leader in the entire world, because let me tell you, I am her high maintenance red. I so am. So for me, even though, like I reached out to people in the beginning, I saw a lot of that attrition. A lot of my people fell off, and I didn't realize until later that I did spend time convincing people to try it because I know what's good for them. We kind of all do. But if they're not ready, they're not ready. And so they would come and they would go, But for a long time, I was one of those people who thought that I didn't need any personal growth and development. I didn't think I needed to write my goals down. I didn't think that I needed to read because it's not my favorite thing to do. And so I just stayed stuck and I got frustrated and I was just like a roller coaster up and down. I tried to not to, compare myself to others, but it's hard when everybody around you is ranking up. And so I am very much a Christian person, but I wasn't somebody that really prayed about my business like I should have been. And when I started is when I really started to notice things change. So that's been huge for me. And just, reaching out, be doing better with following up with people and listening to people. I'm kind of one of those that is not very good at being super yellow and holding my team's hands, which everybody needs. And that's really important. And that's what, we're here to do as leaders. So that's something I've had to learn. But really it was just a lot of not getting frustrated with myself, and turning around and looking at, what I could change, what I could do differently. So when I started, the personal growth and development and reading the books, things really started to change for me. And so in February, my points were 60. I actually have 46 ambassadors. No, 48, sorry. They're obviously not all taking their products or not ordering monthly, but I wanted it. I do not want to go back to convention as a silver. That was a really big deal to me because I was there last year, which is great. It really is. It's a great thing to be. I mean, changing people's lives is changing people's lives, no matter how many you have. But I want to grow. Mostly because I want to do this full time and I don't want to go back to work. So what I did for, the month of March, aside, my personal growth and development and praying and just, I did better with reaching out to my team. And, it really came down at the end to, talking to people and just saying like, I need you to support me. I need you to do this. Like you started for a reason. What kind of a little incentive can I give you? Whether it's a water bottle or some money back or whatever. People really jumped on that. So that was a really good, awesome feeling. So my points in March were 115. So that was a really big jump for me. And I feel like I just need to go back and look at it all, like, how did this happen? But it happened because I care about my people. Anyway, so that is my story. Brooke, have I forgotten anything?
No, but I would ask you, like, what have you learned the most along the way?
Oh gosh. I don't know. To be patient, to not be so hard on myself. Getting Satan out of my brain. It's always been so easy for me to be like, you're just not good enough. This just isn't meant for everybody. Not comparing myself to others has been huge growing, learning experience for me. Yeah.
I think part of the stuff she made that sound really nice, and Liz is she's amazing. So she's just giving you the G-rated version, and that's not because, but I'm going to be a little bit more honest. So I think the conversation was, I have to think, I was almost going to look back in our message thread, and I'm sharing this just because this team needs to hear it. And I know that you would say it too. She messaged me one night and she said she was going to quit. Like,
oh yeah.
Like 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Maybe like and I said, what is going on? When we boiled down to it, her and I knew right away it wasn't Plexus. It's never Plexus. It's always something else. I'm like, what happened today that made you want to quit? Because this business didn't change. You changed, but this business didn't change. And her mindset toward it changed. So,
oh yeah. And we've had that conversation a lot. Like there's been multiple times where I've reached out and been like, done, forget it, over it, nope. And Brooke just knows me so well and what I need. And so she's like, no, you're not. Like, put your big girl panties on and let's figure it out. And that's what I need. And so that's been amazing. But yeah, it wasn't that long ago that I texted her, was like, done, forget it. I'm over it. And she was like, nope. And so we talked and something really big else was going on. And so got over that kind of enough to get it out of the way.
No, so I just love your story because I think it shows that you have to be patient, and when something isn't working, you had to look within. You wanted to blame other outside forces. It was my team, or it's the people who don't reply back to me, or it's, insert X, Y, or Z excuse, when really you started working on you and you started loving your team well. And your entire team, Liz grew by almost 100%. Well, what was your percentage of growth?
91.7.
Like her team essentially doubled this month in 1 month because, that's huge. Like that is unheard of, right? So her pay points essentially doubled. And I would say you reap what you sow. Like she's been putting in a lot of work for the last several months. But you don't see that right away. You don't get to see that and harvest that in 1 month. You get to see it 60 to 90 to 120 days down the road. And that's if you've done it the whole time. If you've only done it for 3 days, you don't get to harvest that three or 6 months down the road. So Liz has worked really hard and literally doubled her team. So I just think it's a great example. Liz, if you have any closing comments, you say them, because I'm going to yell at my kids and get them out of the hallway because they're like, I feel like they're in my left ear right now.
Closing comments, I would just say, like, if you ever get frustrated, I know that we all hear it and it's easy to get frustrated, but let me tell you, like, I am the queen of frustration and the queen of being, up and down. And I'm looking to see who all is on here. And I know some of my friends. I can see Mallory grinning, Leslie, Megan, Wesley. Like, there's so many people that have heard it and have been so good to me. And if you need those people, find those people, because they are everything in this process. You have to have friends and sidelines and runners and everybody, that can deal with you and work with you, because it is so worth it. It's so worth it. At the beginning of the month, I read something. I don't know what it was exactly or where it was, but it was something about how this was going to be like my most rewarding month or biggest month. I'll have to go back and try to figure out what that was. It was something random. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And I just felt like I had to prove that and make it something so that it would be true. And it was. So I guess that's it, unless anybody has any questions or anything.
Put her on the spot. She's great on the spot. We thrive on that stuff, right?
I do.
I know. Okay. So thank you, Liz, very much for sharing that.
You're
We're so
welcome.
blessed to have you here, and it's been fun to watch you. Like more than
Thank
my
you.
pleasure to watch. So,
Thank you.
so like going with the same theme of perseverance and just working through, I wanted to share with you guys just really what happened this last week. Like you guys got to see a small portion of it. I'll try really hard not to cry. I can tell you I've shed more tears in the last week. So, well, never mind. Already broke that promise. So in this last week than I have in a really long time, because I am so humbled and just blown away, not only by y'all as his team, but by God, like what he did. So I was just talking with Aaron about it again today, and I said, like, to say it out loud almost sounds dumb because it doesn't even sound real. I said, how did we believe this was going to happen at the time? So when AQs ran on the 28th, so on Wednesday, I ended, so you have to have 3,000 points to go Sapphire. And, you know, normally people go, well, I say normally, you try to go, right? It'd be really nice to have it all cut and dried, tied up with the bow, and you hit 3,000 points with all your people who order, right? That would be the simple way to do it. But apparently I'm not simple, and that's not what God asked me to do. So I had been thinking about it. It's been on my mind. I don't know if you guys can see this, but like my poster board right over there, if you can see it, it says Sapphire, huge on my poster board. It said that all month. Like I was walking through here earlier this month, and I dropped what I had in my hands, and I wrote Sapphire as big as I could write it. Every time I walk in here, I look at that, and that is what I've been looking at just this month. Like I've always kind of felt like it was out of reach, but something happened this month. And I tell you what, I really started every single day. I try to do it anyway, but I really started diligently praying over this team, praying, how can I answer their needs? What can I do for them? What do you need me to do? Like, how can I serve them? Like, what do we need to do to make this happen? And not only about Sapphire, just looking at things differently. And so on the morning of the 28th, after all those orders ran, my points were at 2516. 2516. That is like almost 500 points away from Sapphire, guys. That's where I sat. And I left Megan and Aaron a voice message on my phone. And I said, you know, I really hoped I was closer so I could push. It's just not going to happen this month. You know, I really wanted it, but it's just not going to happen. And I was like resolved to the fact that it wasn't going to happen. This was on Wednesday morning. Aaron and I spent some time Wednesday afternoon blaming all the reasons that it wasn't working and all the outside forces that were the reasons that I hadn't, you know, it hadn't worked. Not including, I mean, we were talking about like, man, I wish I had better reports from my business coach. I wish we had this. I wish we had that. And all of a sudden I get a phone call from corporate, and it is Samantha Ward, my business coach, who is very new. And I love her. I love her dearly. Her personality, she's great, but there's a huge learning curve to join at corporate. I can't imagine what they're thrown into and what they're expected to know. And then you have, I think I'm probably a pretty low maintenance jewel, but you have a lot of people out there expecting like lots of things like now. And so they have this learning curve. And so, you know, months before I've gotten okay reports, but I didn't know what to do with them. Like I wasn't sure what to do. And she calls me up and she walks me through these reports that are ridiculously amazing. And I sat at the computer and I looked at it and I said, Samantha, we have the numbers to go Sapphire. This was about 3 o'clock about 3 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, after I told Megan and Aaron we couldn't do it. And I said, I have the numbers right here. We had over 300 points in just people that had 50 to 99 PV, which tells me those people love Plexus. They're just not ordering enough of it, right? Like all they need to do is have something to get them kind of over that hump. And so I know you guys heard me probably talk a little bit on that video later that day. I was in the drive-thru with my kids. They were getting an after-school treat. I'm like, my stomach was in knots. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to be doing. And I wanted to dream, but I was scared to dream. And I talked to my kids. And Creighton, you know, said, it's fine, Mom. If you fail, it's fine. Like you've tried. And then he teased me, and that's what he does. And then Kaiser said from the back seat, Mom, it's okay if you fail because you fail forward. And I thought, okay, John Maxwell Jr., like, we're going to do this, I guess. And I called Aaron on speakerphone on the way home from the drive-thru. And I said, Aaron, I know I've said like 3 times today that I'm not doing this, but I really think I should do this. And she's like, okay. And I said, is it silly? Like, should we do this? Like, I really feel like we should do this. And she said, well, what is your gut telling you? I said, my gut's telling me to go for it. God's telling me to go for it. And she's like, okay, let's do it. So we'd wasted an entire day of I had told her that it wasn't going to work and that I was giving up. And so at 5 o'clock that day, literally, I wrote down the time. I went through and looked at these messages because I'm just blown away. At 5 o'clock that day is when we posted that $150 giveaway, which I'm getting reports, and I cannot wait to see who wins that tomorrow. Like I've told Dustin, I've never been more excited to draw a name than I am tomorrow. So I'm getting reports from corporate because that is like horrendous to try to figure out who placed a manual order on those last 3 days. So, like I get like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like kind of nauseous and butterflies talking about this because this is how I felt for those whole 3 days. So she posted it that night. So by midnight that night, after I had messaged people and told them about the giveaway and you guys started that ripple effect of sharing with your teams, we went from 2516 to 2625. Now, I know that sounds, we think about people, I'm doing the math just because I'm not very good at it off the top of my head. I want you to know what that means. So, because I want you to know that this is possible. We needed 484 points on Wednesday morning. And if you take that times 5, that would be levels 1, 2, and 3, which we all know there's much farther levels down, right? So you're going to need more of those people. We needed 96.8 people to pull this off on Wednesday morning. Like, that still makes me like, okay, guys, so this story is about anything can happen because God blew my socks off. So by Wednesday night, we had 2625, which means we still needed 95 people to pull this off when I went to bed on Wednesday night. And so by the time we had reached, I look back on text messages to Friday morning. Do I have my dates right? I think I do. Yeah. So by Friday morning, we were at 2709. I'm just telling you numbers. By Friday afternoon at 2740, when we woke up Saturday morning, which is the last day of the month, based on all the previous messages sent out and people who had gotten around to ordering, we were at 2760. So that's still 240 points shy of Sapphire with like 12 hours to go. So again, 240 points divided by 5 is 48 people in one day. Like, when's the last time you could ever talk 48 people into ordering from you ever? Like next to never. You can't talk 48 people into joining your team or being your customer. Like, it doesn't happen. So we still needed 48 people to do that. By 2 o'clock that day, we were at 2824, which, let's see, 2824. We still needed 176 points, which is still 35 people at 2 o'clock. And then obviously at the very last second, well, it was about 10:45 when it rolled over that we hit that. So I know that we talked about like, this was an impossible task, but when I say impossible, and I'm just saying like, even with a team this big, there were many times like I really felt like God could do this. I mean, I really in my heart of hearts felt like God could do this. I felt like he was telling me to trust him, that we could move mountains, that we could do it together. He was going to open the right doors. I just had to listen. So I can tell you that people told me they were going to order, promised me, good friends that never came through and ordered. People who reliably order, major things happened in their life and they weren't able to order. But I can tell you that I have not an inactive ambassador. I have an ambassador who I've not seen or heard from in about 14 months. Who I would consider anybody I meet, I consider a friend, but I don't know her well. And she messaged me on Friday and said, on Friday and said, Brooke, I want you to know that I ordered and I'm pushing for you. I'm praying for you. Good luck. And I said, thank you. She messaged me at about 7 o'clock on Saturday and said, how close are you? Where are you? I said, oh girl, I said, we're working hard, but it's going to take, we have a lot more to go. And she said, can I start messaging people for you? And that girl who has like been a just wholesale, user just for the discount, started messaging people and got people to order. I mean, and those stories are through and through. Like that happened over and over and over again, where people that I hadn't even heard from in months shouldn't have reached out to me. I wasn't even asking them for help. And the reason I wasn't asking them is because I didn't think they would either care or want to do it. And the bottom line is they wanted to do it. Like she wanted to be a part of it and she wanted to help. And that was totally God. That was not me. Like I wouldn't have reached out to her. Like when she messaged me, I was bawling at my computer because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need this right now. You have no idea. And so those conversations were so fun to have. I can tell you that my internet stopped working Saturday in the middle of all this. My messenger stopped working. I had to restart Facebook. It kicked me out about 35 times. I would send messages from my phone and they wouldn't work from my computer. And every time I'm like, okay, God, like this is in your hands. Like every single thing that came up, I didn't get angry. I just felt like I felt this huge overwhelming peace that we were really going to do this. Like I stayed up till, I know you guys probably saw me post till 4 a.m. on Friday night, sending messages. Probably a lot of you got them at 4 a.m. All the way through the night because I couldn't sleep. Like it was on my heart. And that was what God was telling me to do. Cause at about midnight, I thought we were done on Friday night. I didn't think that we could do this. And then something hit me. And I thought, if I don't try, and I don't try my hardest, and I don't do everything that I can do, then I have not honored you guys. I haven't honored God. I haven't honored my kids. I haven't honored my commitment. And I can't do that to anybody, even if God was the only witness. I can't do that. So, and you know what? Quite frankly, I couldn't sleep. Like, I started to get tired in the middle of that and I wanted to give up. And my dog ran away and was barking at a neighbor cat. And I had to chase him around my front yard at 3 a.m. for 30 minutes. Guess what? I was wide awake to finish my job. Like, I was thinking later, are you kidding me, God? Like, are you actually kidding me? So things like that just happened around every single turn that I don't think were, I think they were nothing short of divine intervention. That we went from, needing 96 people. And that was you guys. Like, you guys came through and God worked through you and through this team. And I don't know, like I've told Dustin, I'm not sure the point of all this. Like, I don't know if there's somebody out here who doesn't believe in God and needed to see a miracle. I've never seen and felt so like involved in his work for that amount of time ever in my life. So I just want you guys to know that I am so incredibly grateful for you guys. I know that watching this happen, I'm setting some big goals for y'all because I know that you can do it. Like, I know that if we have our hearts and our minds and our intentions in the right place, that you guys can do it, because I didn't think this could be done. Like, on paper, it shouldn't be done. Roz and Andrea and Sarah and Megan all said we weren't even watching because we thought you were like out of the running. Like, there was no way that was going to happen. And guys, I didn't tell them that I was doing it because I wasn't doing it to prove that to anybody. I was doing this for us. And we were working towards the goal that God gave us, this God-sized goal. So I didn't tell anybody, hey, look what we're doing, monitor our progress, any of that. So I think Aaron told them, but I didn't even talk to them. So they had said they counted us out. Like, they counted us out because they didn't think it could be done. So I am most excited because I know that a lot of you guys have some big goals coming up, and I don't know if you have them, but I have them for you, and I'm going to share them with you. I've already been sharing some of those today with some of our team members. I think you need to have big, scary goals that make you want to throw up, because even talking about this now, I'm feeling a bit nauseous, and I wanted to throw up for about 3.5 days. And it's the most exhilarating, crazy, everything wrapped up in one experience. And I think it was nothing short of miraculous. And I think you guys can do the same thing. And I think we can do it together. So anyway, I just think it was awesome. We persevered. We did the unthinkable that nobody thought could be done. And I say we, like, it was you. It was you guys. It was not me. So you guys are awesome. And we're going to do the same for each and every one of you guys, this team. So does anybody have a big, scary goal that they want to share that you're going after? Because the biggest part for me was to say it out loud. And I said this on that video and I cried. The one con, when I went through all of my lists, the one con was that I go after it and I don't do it. And all of you guys saw me try. And then I fell short. And then I thought, you guys love me. I think you love me. I love you. Like, we should do this together. So I should share that, because I should share what's on my heart, and we should all work towards it together. So we have some huge opportunities coming up. We have this month, and then we're going into Too Big to Miss. And I don't know if any of you guys were around for the big reveal, but that was one of the most amazing months in Plexus history, because when they come out with a product that they think is worth inviting Jules to headquarters and doing all that big shebang and live streaming, I promise you, I've never been a part of anything with Plexus that has ever disappointed me. So whatever it is, it's going to blow our socks off. It's going to be better than we've ever imagined. And it's going to do the same thing for our customers and people who want to join our teams. Like, your business is going to boom. I promise you. So if you've got a big scary goal or you have something you're working towards, now's the time to do it, to propel yourself into May, to ride that wave into the summer of everybody who forgot to diet and now they all of a sudden want to fit into that swimsuit. Things are happening, and this is a really good time to dream big. So I'm going to stop talking because I feel like I was kind of blubbering, but I wanted you guys to know like how big of a climb that was. We literally ate an elephant one bite at a time. I don't know if you guys felt that. I felt it. We ate an elephant. Yeah, we did. So I want to hear your big scary goals. I know we put some of them on the team page, but I want to hear the ones that make you want to throw up. I want you to be kids and dream, because don't think it's too big, because my kids think they can be in the NBA. I'm not going to tell them they can't, because anything is possible. So anybody? I know y'all got some goals. I see you smiling.
There's some goal.
Where'd you go, Wes? Were you talking?
I thought there's some goals in the chat.
Oh, wait, I can't even see that. Ooh, Nancy says gold by her birthday. Awesome. Okay, Wes, you got to say that out loud. Say it out loud. Like, that's a big deal, right? Okay, Wes, you're unmuted. No, you're not. Hang on. Dang it. There you are.
Oh, it's so scary to say.
I know, right?
Emerald in May. That's.
So we're all going to be praying that over you and your team, because it can happen. It can totally happen. Who else has a big, scary, nauseating goal?
My husband's over here trying to find the link because he wants to chuck me under the bus if I don't just say it. So he's seriously, I don't know how many places I have in my positive affirmation that it's Diamond 2018.
Let's do it.
That doesn't make any sense at all, and that's where I started saying God-sized goals for sure. Yep. And so this should be a pretty wild year.
I think God knows the desires of your heart, so he put them there, and if we listen to him, I think we can make it happen.
Well, and I keep saying, every time I say it, I'm like, only thing that can happen is you don't do it or you do it. So what does it matter if it's next year or this year? If you get close, or it's a lifetime now. We're a Plexus life, so yeah.
And John Maxwell and Kaiser Knitz say that you fail forward. So I'm not sure where Kai heard that. I should ask him that. I really don't know. I cried, of course, when he did.
Mike goes, "We're in it to win it." I didn't know we were muted.
Yeah, Mike. Okay, now I need to go back and read this chat. I didn't even see it the whole time. Okay, Laura, do you want to share yours? Like, I really think there's something powerful about saying it out loud. Not to put you on the spot, but I just did.
Yes, my goal is gold by the end of the summer.
Yay! What about you, Nancy? Do you want to share yours out loud? Oh my gosh, there's a lot. You guys, I'm loving these. Any one of you can unmute yourselves as I'm reading through.
Gold by my birthday.
Ruby by the end of summer.
Okay, Liz wants to go ruby by the end of summer. Nancy wants to go gold by her birthday. That's an amazing birthday gift. I wanted to go emerald by my birthday. It was the next month, but that's okay.
Okay, senior gold by May.
It can happen. This is so much fun. Maybe we should just do this for a team call.
Okay, I'm set up pretty good to go gold in May, so I'm going to say senior gold by July.
Okay, good. Because I want you to be a little bit uncomfortable because you're set up pretty good. That means that's a comfortable one.
Right. And I was like, I can't say that. That's a lame one.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
you want to
pretty
be,
good for that.
we're aiming for nauseating, right? Like, I'm sure
Yeah,
there's a better word for it, but it should make you want to puke. I told
No,
Wes.
I know what you're talking about. Not senior gold, like, couple months later makes me a little nauseous, but
It's growing your team by 1.5 times. Yeah.
Ah.
Right? So if you guys don't think about that, so silver to gold is a huge stretch, 15 to 100 points. Gold to senior gold is growing from 100 to 250. So that's double and a half of your team. And then you double again for ruby. Senior ruby is just a little skip to 750. It's a teaser because then you have the giant double to emerald from 750 to 1500. So, but yeah, it's so fun. Okay, let's hear some more. Anybody else want to share theirs? These are fun.
I
will-
am
Oh, go ahead.
I am totally ready to go gold and hopefully by convention.
Yeah. You can do it, girl.
Okay.
Over halfway there for sure. We got a lot of super silvers on the call. We should recognize that too. That's incredible. Incredible. Okay.
Okay, so my heart is actually beating out of my chest. Like, I seriously feel like my heart's going to pop out of my chest as we're talking about this.
Mhm.
So I wrote in the chat, Senior Ruby by August, and then I deleted it, and I wrote, Ruby by August.
So what's your
But-
gut telling you?
Well, my gut told me Senior Ruby. That's what I first wrote.
Mhm.
But my heart is like, seriously, if you put your hand on my chest, my heart is beating. I've never actually felt this way before, saying something like
I'm
that.
there with you.
I can feel my heart beating and I'm like sweating. So
Then that's a good goal. Like, so we should run towards the things that scare the heck out of us.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Uh-oh. Hang on. You've got a fan club, Tina.
Yeah.
You can do it. Those are the big ones. Like those, I really think if they make you want to throw up, you're on the right track because
Yeah,
everything
that
big
way.
and important I've ever done is scared the heck out of me. And this scared me more than anything I've ever done before. And yeah, so. Okay, who else is ready? I know we got some more goals.
Okay, I'm gonna think for gold by the end of the summer.
Okay, what?
I'm gonna go for gold by the end of this summer.
Yeah, atta girl. I love this.
My birthday is in July. I'll be 35. My original goal in January when I was on a team call with Matthew Aaron actually was I said I wanted to do senior gold and ruby by convention. But I'm thinking ruby by my birthday I think that'd be an amazing birthday present.
Yeah. Definitely a good birthday present. And I love that these are all big goals. Like,
Okay, can you guys hear me?
mhm.
Okay, sorry, I'm going to try to talk over my dogs as they're yelling at me. Mine is Senior Ruby by my birthday, and that's in September. So
Let's do it, girl. You can totally do that. I love it that it's on birthday months. That's fun. Okay, who else has a big, scary goal that makes you want to pee your pants and throw up? And
I want to go Senior Ruby by my daughter's birthday in August. I said Senior Gold in the chat, but I want to do Senior Ruby.
I love that. Okay, shoot for the moon. Like, these are way less comfortable goals than you guys shared on the team page. Like, you guys are getting really uncomfortable, and I like it. Okay, anybody else?
Gold by convention.
Yeah, girl. Totally. I know there's a ton of people on here going to convention. I am so excited. Okay, anybody else? I could do this all night, so. Jane, what's your goal? You're not scared to share. Sitting there smiling the whole time. I'm just watching you. You're muted. I can't hear you. Can y'all hear Jane? Can't hear you. Hang on.
Better?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay. Eric's pushing me to say out loud.
Yeah.
Emerald by my birthday.
You can do it.
Do you know when my birthday is?
You're going to tell me. I don't care what it is. You're going to do it.
February.
Oh, you can do that way before then. Eric, you're naughty. So, Jane, tell them what Alec Clark told you. What did he tell you? Crazy president of Plexus that Jane hung out with, you know.
Did he say Emerald by?
Yeah. He said that after okay, well wait. So his wife was asking me questions about the products and how I explain them to people, and that there's so many different ways you can take them and whatever, and what do I do? And so I basically just gave her my spiel that I tell people, or, you know, just my general elevator speech, whatever. And he interrupted me talking to her and said that he had never heard anybody explain it that way, but that it was right, but it was that he'd never heard anybody talk about it that way before. And that he just wanted to say that, you know, I was going places with the company, and that he thought I could be Emerald by August, and that that at that leaders retreat, he thought if I made leaders retreat last year, then he would pull me up on stage to talk. And if you made Emerald, I didn't make leaders retreat. But it was close. I mean, I didn't start until halfway through trying to make leaders retreat, and then it was just not physically doable. But I was on a roll there, and then
serious one.
Time ran out. So anyway, I'm going to leaders retreat this year. And I just a couple weeks ago hit winner's dinner for convention. So we'll see.
You want to talk about scary goal setting? Have the president of Plexus tell you and challenge you about your goals, like to your face, and then pee down your leg. That's what I would do. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
No.
She's ignoring Eric. We hear you. She's ignoring you. We hear you.
She's totally ignoring me.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
He says that what he remembers him saying is different, but I don't know. He said Emerald by.
He told her that if she made Emerald by convention, that he was going to pull her up on stage at some point.
Nope.
By this convention. Don't do that.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, this is too much. Okay, I love it. Okay, who has another big scary goal? Well, everybody has. That's the thing. If you don't have one, you should have one. I think that's part of why I like talking about this is we have goals, but they're like super comfortable. You know, we're okay where we are. But why not shoot for the moon? Like we tell our kids to. Like that was really what convicted me this last week. We tell our kids they can do anything, and then we don't believe that we can. Why not? Like what is actually stopping you? Something to think about. I didn't even plan on talking about goals on this call, but this is really fun.
So you said to pick a nauseous goal.
Yeah.
That's really scary. So I picked Ruby by December 31st, which I just started in February, so we'll see.
You can do it. I think if you can dream it, you can do it. And if God puts that on your heart, he'll make it happen. We have to do our part. Somebody this week, I messaged them in the middle of all this stuff, and they said, I just keep praying that it'll happen all in God's time. And I said, you can do that, but you have to do the work too. You need to pray. That's what I did. That was my motto all last week. And it still is that I'm going to pray as if it's all up to God, and I'm going to work like it depends on me, because he can move mountains, but only if we do our part. You can't just sit in the corner and expect people to ask you about Plexus. So I think if he puts it on your heart, he will give you a way to make it happen, but you're going to have to do some work. And that's okay. It's so worth it. All right, Mike, you want to share a big scary goal with us? You just popped on.
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I'm going to work for Plexus Corporate, so.
Oh, you are not.
I am too. I put in my resume.
You're going to commute back and forth?
No, we'll have to move out there, but yeah.
It would be an amazing place to work. The people are amazing.
Scottsdale's amazing. We have friends out there already.
All right, big, scary, nauseous goals. Who's got them? Anybody? I don't want to keep you guys forever. I mean, I could talk about this all night, but. No.
Okay, so I'll talk.
Yay!
I just wanted to say that I've had a lot of eye-opening things happen in the last probably, how long has that been? Like 7 months? Started my journey in November of 2016 and totally thought that I'd be someplace different than I am now. I've been doing a lot of self-reflection and stuff like that, and had heard someone talk about the reason why you get discouraged is because you have expectations for yourself and you don't always meet those. So I'm always scared to throw out a big scary goal because I'm scared I won't meet it because I'm that type of person. And I've been setting at Senior Gold since August, which was definitely discouraging. But some things that I've looked at was my personality is I do everything on my own. Like, I don't let anyone help me. I've been like that. You know, I was raised by my grandma after I was in foster care, and I have my kids. I'm on my own, and I just single mom on my own, do all my own things, and I don't ask people for help. And so it's been hard for me to have a team and to I don't reach out to them as much. Things I've reflected on myself. I haven't reached out to them as much because some people need more help or some people want more direction. So I focus on that this month. And even though my points didn't reflect a whole lot of difference, my people, I didn't get a whole lot of ambassadors this month, but I wasn't concentrating on me. I was concentrating on them. And a lot of people that did not have any were getting some, and they're doing things and they're feeling confident. And that's made me feel a lot better. So this might be a therapy session for y'all, but I kind of needed it. So even though my points weren't a whole lot different this month, I think that there's a different direction that I need to take. And it's been great to see Brooke go Sapphire, because to watch a team pull together, it was amazing. And I'm so competitive. I'm a competitive person. So if I set a goal, I'm going to hit it. And if I don't, I'm going to die doing it, or I'm going to throw up or do something. I'm going to crawl to the goal. And that scares me because I also know that to get to the higher levels, you're not going to get there without a team. And even though I care about my people and I reach out to them I just kind of was like, do their thing. And there's some people that, like, you help a lot, Brooke, and people help their team, and your team needs help, and they need more than what I was giving them. So I'm changing my way of doing things now, and I'm excited about it. Like I said, I didn't meet everything that I usually would meet in a month, but I had one of my best months, I thought, because it was a lot more fun. I was engaged so much with my team, and that felt really good. So I don't know what that stands for, but I would like to be Emerald by July. And I say that so unconfidently, but I really know that it is so accomplishable. I mean, I have 106 people that don't always order. So it's like, re-engaging with people. I talk to Brooke about things, and I've really, like I said, I've been contacting a team member every night to see what's going on, and not just waiting for them to come to me, which I have some that do that. But there's a lot out there that and then they see someone, like they see me, who I work in a field that people watch what I'm doing. So of course people come, or they ask me questions that I join because of that. And then they say, I can't do that. And that's what I'm getting a lot of people on my team saying, oh, I don't do what you do. I don't do that. But they don't have to. There's a lot of you guys that are super duper successful that aren't fitness, the studio owners are doing stuff like that. So I have stepped back now after a year and really tried to learn from everybody else instead of just do my own thing, which is not something I do, but I've really enjoyed it. So thank you for letting me learn from all of you guys, because it's what I needed. Even though it's been frustrating to sit here for 7 months, it is exactly what I needed to do. So I'm excited. I don't know if I'll make it there by July, but I really have high hopes, and I think turning things around and really seeing the difference in myself and in some of my team members, just from really reaching down to help instead of just fly forward, is going to be tremendous for my team and for myself. So
That's some really good wisdom, Kamas, and thank you for sharing. And you and I have talked about this before, and I think you could shoot to the top. I mean, it's just a matter, but you're like me. I can tell you that I like to be in control of things. I used to. Plexus has changed me a ton. God has changed me a ton. Personal development has changed me a ton. And I thought that I was the only way that people needed this, and they needed it this way and this way. And I realized that I was holding people back, because you need people to work with you. And Erin at one point, she's like, Brooke, you're not going to be able to do that forever. Your team's going to get so big that you can't do that. So you better figure out a better way, because you can't be everything to all people, or you're going to not have anything left for you, for your family. And so Megan Goff, I don't know if you guys know her. She was on that corporate call with Emily Gibson, Brooke Hemingway, and then Megan Goff. She was the third one. She spoke at the end. She was really good. Her and I went to Jewel training together. She's a diamond. She went diamond last winter, I think, or she was in that magazine. So within the last, 6 months. And her and I were literally in the waters of Maui. She had a baby on her hip. And I messaged her and told her, you were instrumental in me deciding to do this. She said, Brooke, you don't have to have a team that consistently orders. Those subscriptions don't always have to go through, like Kamas said. She has a ton of people that don't order. That doesn't matter. You know what matters is that they all order on the same month. You have to figure out like their pattern. Do they order every 2 months, every 3 months, or are they buying just a little bit of product? Tell them to buy 4 times as much product once every 4 months when it counts for, pay points. Figure out a way. And she said, all you have to do, if you have the numbers, is to have them all order on the same month. And then she also said, she said at that point, she didn't have any big people on her team. And she was Sapphire when we were in Hawaii. She said, I don't have any big growers on my team, but I have a lot of people doing a little bit. Like you just said, Kamas, like you have those people grow. You have a lot of people doing a little bit. That doesn't matter. If you have 50 or 100 people doing a little bit, you're emerald. Literally, you're emerald. That's it. That's all it is. So I love that. So thank you for sharing those goals, and kind of that's really, I think that's really important. Really important. Did I quote Disney? I don't even know what I quoted.
So can I say something really fast?
Please.
So I struggle with that too, because I'm putting in the work, and like I have 58 ambassadors on my team, and I'm gold. And I have my husband who's silver, which basically I made him silver. I signed up 3 people under him. My mom is silver, and I made her silver. And I have 1 other teammate that's silver. That's all that's under me. Mm-hmm. Like everybody else is my level 1. Everybody. And so I feel like I'm really wide. And
you have a strong foundation.
But like I'm just like I'm doing the part. I'm doing the work to like join, or to have all these people join me and like trust me to be an ambassador with me. But none of them are like really doing the business. I mean, a couple of them are starting now. My one that's silver, she's really going. I have a couple others that are trying to go silver, but that's all. Like that's it. And so I struggle with that too because, I need people. I mean, I guess I could get there with just all level 1s, but
Jane, I have 8 silvers. I have 8 silvers and I have 181 ambassadors. Okay. So just so you know,
yeah,
I have a lot. But you can do it. You can do it.
And I would
you
say,
can too.
I would say both of my my teams are built like yours. Like when I went to convention as a gold, and I had I can't remember. I think Wes, you would join me just before convention, or not? No, leaders retreat. I earned leaders retreat as a gold, and I think Wes had just joined me, but she wasn't working the business, and I think I got halfway to senior gold probably before she or Katie Evans started. They were my first 2, and I don't know. I think maybe you know your number, Wes. Do you know what number you are? Like of what number? Level 1? Like, because people talk about how many level 1s they recruited before they found someone who wanted to really do this business. And do you remember? It's like 40 something, isn't it?
I think that's what mine is too.
Yeah. So like Wes was my 40 some ambassador that I brought on board, and then she wanted to do it with me. And Katie Evans was like my 15th or something, but she told me she wasn't going to do anything for a really long time. So she stayed wholesale for a long time. But I mean, Wes, I had to look, in 40 some people, then Wes wanted to do this with me, but it took her a while to want to do it too. So it's just crazy. I mean, you keep looking and you never know when those people, like I was a wholesale ambassador. I was never going to do this. So you just don't know. Like I just signed up somebody tonight and she said, I'm not going to do anything with the business. I said, yeah, careful. I said that too, but okay, let's set you up. And I just giggle about it because I plant that seed that it's okay to go crazy later and eat your words. Like it's really okay. So, anyway, guys, we've been on here almost an hour and it doesn't feel like it, at least not to me. So tell me any more of your big scary goals, but I don't want to keep you forever. So nobody else has, but there's some people on here that haven't shared. I kind of feel like a teacher right now, but I won't call you out.
You're calling me out.
I am.
Okay, so not only is my stomach turning, but my daughter is flipping as well inside of me. That's how nauseous this is making me. So I actually have 2 parts to it. My first one is to go gold by next month, and then to go ruby by August.
Love it. That's a scary, nauseating goal. I like it. Anybody else?
About all I know is that I have some big goals for myself and a lady on my team. I am so excited to hopefully be in Hawaii with her in 2019. I think that would just be totally amazing. So, yeah. Tina, that's you.
We're going to get you there, ladies. Definitely. I love the little kids on this call too. Mine better be in bed. Okay, any other big scary goals? Okay, so if there's not, I don't want to cut anybody off. If it's okay with you guys, I want to take a minute and pray over these goals because I think it matters. I think it's important. So if that's okay, if you guys want to bow your heads to me. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this amazing team. These women and gentlemen blow my socks off every single day, and I know they do yours. You have brought us together. This was no accident that we all know each other through Plexus, through this life-changing opportunity that you planted in each one of our lives. And you have given us these big, scary goals. You have placed these desires on our heart. And we know that if you place them there, that you will help them come to fruition. You will help them come to be if we do our part, if we get out of our comfort zones, if we talk to that stranger that you put in our path because you wanted us to change their lives. If we take that step and do that work and reach out to that person that you put there who needs these products in their life because they have chronic pain. Help us to be your messenger. Help us to reach your people, to help your people. Maybe it's to come to know Christ through this team. Maybe it's to come to know health through our products. Maybe they need community and friendship. We don't know, but we know that we have a need that they can meet. And through that, you're going to help us reach our goals. And you're going to help us make these big, nauseating, scary goals come true because you put them on our hearts. So, please walk with us every step of the way. Please open the doors for us and help us know and not be stubborn and walk through those doors and take those scary steps to get closer to our goals. And we just thank you for everything you've done thus far. And we know that you're painting a beautiful picture, and we just get to be a part of it. And we are so, so grateful. And Lord, I'm so thankful for every person on this call, every person who's not on this call, every person who's on this team. They truly are an enormous blessing to me and my family, and my life is forever changed by each and every one of them. So thank you so much for bringing them into our lives. And in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, now I'm going to be a bigger crying mess. So thank you guys. Like, that is not what I had planned. I wanted to just share perseverance and working hard and overcoming stuff. And I didn't even know we were going to talk about goals. So, but I just feel like, God is placing big things on this team, and I think he can make every single one of those things happen. I'm reading through the chat. Sammy keeps telling me to say, Mom, be senior Ruby by October when we go to Disney World. Are you guys going to go back to Disney World? Awesome. So, okay, if anybody has anything to say, they can, because I feel like we've been on here forever. It doesn't feel like forever, but I don't want to keep you guys. But thank you guys for all hopping on and getting out of your comfort zones and sharing a little bit. This is just humbling and amazing. Really. Okay, anybody have anything? All right.
Brooke,
Yes.
because I haven't told you yet, congratulations.
Aw, thank you. Thank you. You guys made it happen.
I have to tell you what Grace said in the car today. She's being shy, but she said, I think Brooke definitely needs to go diamond very soon.
Well, Grace, if I do, it's because this team is amazing, not because of my work. Your mom is pretty amazing.
And she goes, because I think she's pretty special, because I met her at Leaders Retreat.
She's a doll. If I could do gymnastics like you, Grace, that would be really cool, but I cannot. She's got some good moves.
It was just out of the blue too. I'm just on the drive home today. So
that is super sweet. I have to share this, and Wes is going to cry, but when we were working on stuff, Kaiser, my kids, I haven't figured out the way to post about it yet. Dustin took a picture, and they were all huddled around me a lot of the night. They were watching the KU game in the next room, and they'd come through. Mom, how close are you? How many more people do you need? Where are your points? Where is it? Like, they were just really involved in all of this. And I mean, we're big KU fans. And so for the last hour, Kaiser just sat beside my desk playing a game on his phone. And he'd say, has so-and-so ordered? Has so-and-so ordered? What about them? Have they ordered? Like, he was going through, like he was an ambassador. He's working the business. And when I don't even know at what point, he looked at me and he goes, Mom, don't you wish Papa West could order? And I just bawled. And I said, buddy, Papa West does order through Margie. But I told Wes, I was like, I had to wait till I talked to her on the phone. I mean, I just thought, and she said, my dad would just love that he was thought about in the middle of all that. And he would be so excited. But here was Kai, who said, Mom, don't you wish Papa West could order? So I love that our kids know what's going on in our lives. Like, my kids didn't know who I worked with in the ER. They didn't hug on and love. And I mean, they know Papa West from the McDonald's Play Place in McPherson, Kansas. Like, that's really pretty special. So anyway, that was another reason that I cried on Saturday amongst many. But yeah, I love that our kids get to be a part of this. It's pretty awesome. I know, I'm making you all cry. Like, I sat at my computer and bawled. Like, oh. So, sorry, Wes, I made you cry again. I need to hug you. Tim, hug your wife. You're walking back there. Okay, guys. Well, we'll get off of here because we've been on here forever. Again, every single time, I wish we were sitting in my living room and we could do this forever. So I love you, ladies, and don't let me cut you off if you have something to say, but otherwise we'll take off. So thank you, guys. I don't know what we're going to do next week. Now we have to think of something better.
Thank you so much, Brooke.
Yeah, this is fun. I didn't even plan it. God has better plans than mine any day.
Love you, Brooke. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I love you too. All right. Bye, y'all. Love ya.
Buddy.